Welcome back to Chapter 4. In this section, we'll be talking about image legality. Yes, I know we're not at the code just yet because there are a few things that we still need to talk about before you start inserting images into your web pages. First things first, what does it mean to be legal? Well, in this case, we're talking about the copyright of images, royalty-free images, images in the public domain, and Creative Commons. If you don't know what that is, we'll be covering that in just a minute. The copyright. All images and works are copyrighted by default for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of October 28, 1998. There are other forms of this, but this is probably the most recent and more well known. In the summary of it, that means that there's no need to file a copyright with the government for any image, book, art, music, movie, anything else that's a creative work because, well, based on the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, that means that anything that is created automatically has a copyright to it. Doesn't mean you don't need to file. Well, if you want to play it safe, I'd recommend having something with your name on it sent to yourself via the post system, so that way it actually has a name and a date on it, and the postal system is something recognized by the government. But I'm not a lawyer. I would recommend consulting an attorney for this. However, if you are to just Google an image and you want to use it commercially without permission, that is illegal. If you are found out, the penalty for unauthorized use can be a fine, jail, or both. So what that means is that basically if you're going to go online and find an image, you want to make sure you have the right to use it. Otherwise, you can get into a lot of trouble. Again, if you were to go online and search butterfly, any of these images are great to use, but you need to make sure that you're following the license and the rights of the image before you go out and start using it on pamphlets, flyers, websites, or anything else commercially. Royalty-free means that you're basically paying for your right. Websites such as Getty Images, Shutterstock, iStock, or other websites allow you to pay either a dollar amount per image or a dollar amount per credits and spend those credits on an image. This is usually paid to the agency, not the artist or photographer, so they only get probably 10 to 15% of the cut, if even that high. You can contact the artist or photographer for a license, and chances are they'll give you one for a price, although a lot less than the third-party managing systems. Or if they're a little busy, they may refer you to the third-party managing system such as Getty Images so that they don't have to take care of it. However, once you have the image and you have the license for the image, you must abide by the license. If you have a license to use the image on your website, don't print it on business cards. On the opposite side, if you have the license for print media such as business cards, don't use it on your website. You want to make sure that the license allows you to use it where you're going to use it. Otherwise, if you're going to use it somewhere else, you need to get a license for it. Unauthorized use can result in a penalty for you and or the company you work for. Not a good way to lose your job. Images in the public domain are free to use for everyone. Usually this means items that are over 50 years old, with or without a copyright. No copyright is implied and no attribution is required if someone automatically puts it out in the public domain. That means that you can pretty much use anything, anywhere, at any time. No worrying about paying anyone or finding licenses or what you're using it on, what you're not using it on. Pretty much anything in the public domain is yours to use. Lastly, we have Creative Commons. If you know anything about it, good for you. If you don't, well, items that are in the Creative Commons license are allowed for the public, but usually require attribution or credit given to the author. Sites that are in the Creative Commons spectrum are Unsplash, Death to the Stock Photo, StockSnap.io, Pexels, Pixabay, etc. These usually give you the right to find and use the image, and depending on how the license is set up, you may have to have attribution to the author or the creator of the work before you use it. In that case, if they don't have any attribution requirement, you are free to use the image however you want. Okay, this has been a lot of legal speak for this portion. In the next section, we'll get into organizing and documenting your images, just in case you need it.